I believe if you don't learn AI and start to utilize it as a tool sooner rather than later, folks, and I hate to say it this way, but you get what you deserve. You will be replaced.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach podcast, helping appraisers increase their efficiency, quality, and make more money. Here's the guy who makes it his life's mission to create value for real estate appraisers nationwide. Your host and the Appraiser Coach, Dustin Harris.
All right, folks, welcome to the program. Dustin Harris hanging out in the podcast chair. You're going to get my best side today. I apologize. My camera in front of me is broken, and I've tried everything, and here we go. We're going to use the integrated camera. I'm working from home today, folks, but I wanted to get this episode out there because important stuff coming down the pipe. First, welcome to the program. We, of course, are sponsored by a couple of great companies, one of them being OREP Insurance, OREP. That's where you should be for your E&O, folks. OREP Insurance. And of course, the great sponsor of Spark. Spark today, of course, is a sponsor of the program, and they are the way that you can download information directly into your report, which bodes well, pairs well, as they say, with what we're going to be talking about today. Learn out more about it by going to Spark for Appraisers, sparkforappraisers.com. All right, folks. The world as we know it is changing. I don't think that this is new to any of my listeners here. But as of this recording, I'm just returned from the Elevate Appraiser Retreat in beautiful Coors Gold, California, just outside Yosemite National Park. And folks, it was 3 glorious days. It was absolutely amazing. We had about 15 people in a beautiful mountaintop setting. When I say beautiful, open the doors, and I'm talking about you open a whole wall almost, flow out onto the patio with a pool, with a hot tub, with fire pits overlooking the valley facing Fresno. I mean, this is, can you see it? It was absolutely amazing. We had 3 wonderful days together where we deep dove into how to improve your life, how to improve your business, how to find more success. Today's podcast is not the time to really go into the details, but folks, it was absolutely way better than I thought it would ever be. A lot of tears and hugs at the end as we departed because we had just spent, when I say 3 days, folks, we're talking from crack of dawn till after dark. So we would go all day long, we would break for dinner, and we would come back and even do fireside chats and exercises. Folks, I think everybody there had an absolute wonderful time. And during 2 of those days, so this was a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, during 2 of those days, we spent a significant amount of time with the wonderful Roy Meyer, who out of his own the goodness and the charity in his heart, drove from his home in Huntington Beach to Coors Gold, California, a very long drive, with his son Cody, and presented at least 4 hours and close to 5 hours worth of content on artificial intelligence, AI. And folks, I will tell you this, I came away learning one thing. And I learned multiple things, but the big lesson I came away with after having spent time with Roy Meyer is I'm pretty good at AI. I spend a lot of time on AI, as you all know. I talk about it frequently here, talk about it frequently in my All-Star. In fact, we set up a Kajabi circle. So we're not on Facebook anymore. That's not where our community is. We're on Kajabi. And every bit of my content's on Kajabi now. And we've got a community there. And I set up a circle specifically for AI where I'm constantly updating because that's what I'm involved in. That's what I'm doing. Folks, I think that I'm one of the few appraisers that really get into AI. I mean, I deep dive into AI, and I came away from this conference realizing that I am only scratching the surface of what's out there. I came away knowing that I do not know enough about AI. And that was a bit surprising, honestly. I kind of thought that I would sit in that room and think, okay. And honestly, the first day is a lot of the same content that I'll be covering in the workshop coming up, which I'll tell you about in just a second. But the second day, getting to different models that I had not used, that's really where I learned a lot, folks. I got a little bit overwhelmed. I'm going to talk about that, but first I want to pause and remind you that we're sponsored by a couple of great companies. Of course, Spark for Appraisers. Speaking of utilizing technology to help us to be more efficient, more effective, folks, Spark's been doing that for many, many years. Created by appraisers for appraisers to take the data that you find, right? The research that you find and import it directly into your report. By the way, it does more than that as well. It does market condition pages and graphs and charts. It is an absolute amazing program. You need to find out more by going to their website. It's very easy to remember, spark4appraisers.com. That's spark, F-O-R, appraisers.com. Or you can go to truefootage.tech and you can find it that way. OREP Insurance, of course, is my E&O of choice. I have chosen E&O from OREP for many years, 6+ years now. And every year they get better and better at what they do. Their coverage is amazing, folks. I'm telling you, shop around. You will not find a better deal, and you definitely will not find a better company. OREP Insurance, spelled OREP.org. That's where you go to their website, OREP.org. Welcome back to the program, everybody. Dustin Harris. After a deep dive with my good friend, Mr. Blaine Fyan in Corsgold, California, it was our first ever Elevate retreat. And yes, there's two things I came away from at this retreat. Number one, I don't know enough about AI. But number two, we are definitely, it was a question mark, we are definitely doing this again and probably multiple times. What an amazing experience that we had with 15 appraisers in a beautiful ranch house in Corsgold, California, just outside Yosemite. Speaking of which, on the last day, we went into Yosemite together as a group and did some hiking and saw some waterfalls and had a bear run in front of our car. It was absolutely an amazing experience. I mean, the whole thing, not just the bear, everything. But Roy Meyer came and taught us some things about AI. Folks, the first day was mostly about ChatGPT. And I'll tell you, there's a lot to learn about ChatGPT. One of the things that I learned about ChatGPT is a little bit more about projects. I thought projects were just a folder, a container to keep information. I had no idea how powerful working in projects within ChatGPT can be. But folks, I came away with a knowledge of Perplexity that I didn't know about before. I've used Perplexity. I'm a user of Perplexity. I didn't realize how it worked for research and why that's the go-to for research. Gemini, Roy showed us how it can take over your screen and see everything that you can see. It's like having tech support on the line. You can literally talk to it and say, okay, I'm new to Canva and I don't know what I'm doing. And I've got Canva up. Can you see that, Gemini? Yeah, I can see that. Okay, can you walk me through this? I want to create a logo. Okay, great. Click here, click here, click. Literally, it is like walking through tech support with somebody on the line with you. It is absolutely wonderful. I know some of you are going, I don't want AI to look at my screen. I get it. I understand. Okay, get over it. That's the new world we're in. Notebook LM. One of the things that Roy said when we were there, he said, if I could give you any advice at all, it would be learn and use Notebook LM. Now, folks, I was a little bit blown. I almost thought he was joking. Like all of this stuff that's out there, ChatGPT and Gemini and Claude and Perplexity and all of these things, right? And this is the thing that he tells us to learn about is Notebook LM. Folks, I've used Notebook LM kind of as a funny, where I took an appraisal report, uploaded it to Notebook LM, and it created a podcast. I didn't publish it. Don't worry about you freaking out about, confidentiality. I was kind of blown away by that, but I had no idea how really to use Notebook LM, but I do now. I've been deep diving into it. It's been wonderful. Folks, I'll tell you the thing that I came away with most and the thing that I've spent the most amount of time, like hours and hours since the retreat on, is Manus. Manus. You have to sign up for a wait list. But folks, if you understand what agents are and how agents work, this thing is mind blowing. I'm still working with its limitations, what it can do, what it can't do. I'm still learning more and more about it. I was actually just literally on it. In fact, I just had a thing pop up on my screen saying, hey, I need your input for this next part. I'm having it compile all of my podcast, all of my blogs, all of my content out there so that I can have a database to reference in the future. And it's amazing. It will literally go out to my website, go out to YouTube, go out to my Google Drive, get access there, and download everything I've ever done as the Appraiser Coach. Folks, that's just one project. I'm telling you, it does all kinds of things, and it's absolutely amazing. And folks, obviously, we're just wetting our whistle, right? I came away with a commitment to create a vacuum in my life so that I've got more time. And then folks, right now, I'm probably spending, I would average about an hour to an hour and a half a day, mostly on ChatGPT, but really on all kinds of AI. After this retreat, I've committed to, from here onward, I'm going to spend at least 8 to 10 hours a week working on AI. In fact, I've named it AI It Not In It. Okay, you've heard me talk about ONI, which is OINII. It's a play, it's an acronym for On It Not In It. And I'm constantly encouraging my clients, my listeners, myself, to spend time every week working on your business, not in your business. That means you're not doing appraisals, you're not taking comp photos, but you're actually sitting down and working on improving your business processes. On it, not in it. Now I've got one more thing. It's called AIINII. It's AI it, not in it. Okay? Artificial intelligence it, not in it. So spend time, folks, every single week actually working in AI and learning AI. Why? Oh, if you could only have been at the retreat, folks. I believe that AI is changing the world. I also believe it has the potential to change my life, my family, my relationships, my health, my business, my whole world. Is that overkill, folks? I think I'm actually underselling it. That's how big of a deal I think AI is. I believe if you don't learn AI and start to utilize it as a tool sooner rather than later, folks, and I hate to say it this way, but you get what you deserve. You will be replaced. Many people say, Dustin, is AI going to replace appraisers? And I used to say, oh, no, don't worry about it. I've changed my tune. If you're asking that question, the answer is yes, it's going to replace you. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean you can't change things. Okay. But if you're asking the question, will AI replace me as an appraiser? That tells me you don't know enough about AI to even answer the question. And the answer to the question is absolutely, it will replace the appraisers that are not utilizing AI. One of the conversations that I had with my wife, we actually came home came back to the ranch where we were doing. So we had broken for dinner. My wife and I went just privately to dinner, and then we came back, and we walked through the front door, and Roy was sitting on at the kitchen table. And we just paused to talk with him, we thought, for just a couple of minutes. Hey, thanks. Great day, Roy. We'll see you tomorrow. It's good to see you, and go to bed. I think we were there for at least an hour talking to Roy because he had just said, I was about to go to bed myself. And then 2 new amazing models, AI models, just dropped, and I can't go to bed without at least looking into them. So we started talking. And one of the things that my wife brought up was she said, I'm worried about my kids because as a homeschool mom, she has understood that children need to not know what to think, but how to think. And that's a whole other podcast episode. But the point is as a homeschool mom, her goal was to teach them how to find answers. And she said, I'm worried about AI and it being something that we rely on too heavily. And I don't know the exact words that Roy used, but I thought his answer was brilliant. As he said, if you use AI properly, you actually increase your critical thinking. And she said, that's interesting. Let's go down that road. And we did for about 10, 15 minutes. And I thought Roy was brilliant in the way that he said part of using AI right is understanding what prompts to give, how to ask additional questions, how to be creative with your answers, how to understand what the computer understands and what the computer doesn't understand. And he said, as I deal more with AI, my critical thinking skills actually increase. That to me was amazing. And folks, I'm telling you, it's the same thing has happened to me. Just this morning, I've probably spent about 3 hours so far on AI, mostly on Manus. And as I go through this, I start to understand what it's doing, what it's not doing. And I start to now understand the types of prompts that I should give, the ping-ponging that I should go back and forth between, two different models, for example. It is an absolute beautiful thing, and I'm absolutely thrilled to spend more and more time in AI so that I can utilize it as a tool in my life for efficiency and moving forward in success. Speaking of which, by the time this airs, I'm guessing the seats are gone because right now we have a total of 12 seats and 10 of them are filled currently. Okay. This is my AI workshop in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, I'm coming to the East Coast, and this will be held on June 7th. So about 2 weeks from when this is aired. As I record this, it's a couple of weeks before that. Okay, so the chances of these 2 seats being filled are probably pretty good, but check out my website. Go to TheAppraiserCoach.com and click on products. Scroll down a little bit and you will find the workshop that I'm talking about. Okay, and the workshop is all about AI. It's all about how to utilize this in your life more efficiently. It's all about how to do it in your appraisal business more efficiently. Okay, and we are going to go deep dive at least on the first morning of the first day. Okay, and then of course we are going to go deeper that afternoon with masterminding together. The workshop is called Go AI Your Appraisal Success. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's a play on some of the past courses that I've shared, the workshops that I've shared. Go AI Your Appraisal Success. The early bird special is over. We had an early bird special where it was a little bit cheaper. I think right now it's like, in fact, I'll just click on it. It is $399. Okay, $399. We used to have $50 off, but like I said, it's probably filled. However, we have added a second workshop. Okay, by popular demand, people have asked that we come to Las Vegas, or at least to the West Coast. Okay, not West Coast, but west of the Mississippi. And we are going to hold another one right before the conference in Vegas. There's a conference early in August. I think it's the Val Expo. I think Val Expo starts on the 10th of August. We are going to have this same workshop, new and improved. Okay, any updates that might come between June and August. But this will be on Saturday, August 9th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in Las Vegas, Nevada. I don't have a place yet. Okay, we're getting the place, but it will be in Las Vegas, so you can get your tickets, you can get your, all of this. Okay, so you can sign up. And by the way, I might correct myself. It looks like we're keeping the discount on because we don't have any way of changing it for June 7th versus August 9th. So I think there's still a $50 discount. So it's $349 if you jump on. So if you are interested, folks, yes. And I've been asked questions, how deep are we going to go? Well, we've got about 4 hours to get into AI. So you tell me, how deep are we going to go? I will tell you this, deep enough that you will come away with an understanding of these different models and how they work. We're going to do some certain things within an appraisal report, right? How to do certain things with statistics in appraisal reports, how to write certain narratives, how to prompt properly, how to look at market research. And we, of course, are going to dig in very deeply on how to improve your business success, the procedures, okay? How to possibly replace people on your team. Folks, I guarantee whether it's $349 or $399, I guarantee you will get as much value as that and more in the first half of the day, okay? Not to mention the afternoon where we're going to dive into some masterminding as well. Hope to see you there again Saturday, June 7th from 9 till 5 in Atlanta, Georgia, and Saturday, August 9th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you for joining me today, folks. Again, sorry for the camera angle. I hope it wasn't too distracting. Thanks for joining me, and go create some value.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit TheAppraiserCoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.
OREP Insurance, of course, is my E&O of choice. It's my E&O. Let's start over, editor. Sorry.